Hey there. So what we're going to do today is we're introducing the 5 most common chords. And what you're going to do is you're not going to worry about playing these all nice and clean and clear, but you want to get used to making the chord shapes. So let me bring the camera down. I'll explain I'll show you what I'm talking about. So um, I'm not gonna go through every single chord, like where your finger goes and all that. That's all in the PDF. But um, but yeah, I'll go through explain what I'm talking about here. So I will show you all the chords. So we have an E minor, an A minor, a D, a C, and a G. And you can't play G like this with just these 3 fingers, with just that finger on the high E. But I like to bring this finger right here up one, move it over so I can squeeze in my pinky. Now I have both of these right here in the 3rd fret. Add these. The reason I like that is because it sounds more full. I don't know if you can tell over the video or not, but here's this chord. Here's without it. It's okay, but hear how much more full it sounds with this extra finger in there. And plus when I go from G to D, I can keep my finger here and then go over to D. It's a little awkward at first, but once you get used to that, it's great to have that little anchor point there. Otherwise, you gotta go like this. You're lifting up your fingers, and you're basically starting from ground zero again. And you gotta find all the notes again. It's nice to have that finger already there, and it just brings all the other fingers right in line very quickly. So, anyways, so that's the 5 chords. Look at the PDF. Kind of go through them. It shows the fingering. So I'll take like the C chord I'll use as a demo. So in the diagram, you're going to see a note here in the diagram, note here in the diagram, note here in the diagram, and they're going to have numbers. Those numbers are the fingers. So this note right here on the 2nd string 1st fret, you're going to see a 1 inside the circle. That means use your 1st finger. Then you're going to see up here in string 2nd fret 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 4th string or the D string. You see a circle with a 2 in it. That means you have the 2 in there. Use your 2nd finger. And then finally we're going to have our 5th string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or A string. You're going to have a note there with a little 3 in it. And guess what? Yes, you're going to put your 3rd finger there. Then you strum it from the A string down, and anything that has an X on it, you don't play. If you're not sure how you read chord diagrams, then go to that lesson and check that out. But that's basically how it works. And if you see a 0, that means play it open. So there's our C. So that's how that works. Now what you're going to do is when you're working on these chords, what's going to happen, especially with a chord like this with a C, there's all this stretching and everything. If you're brand new to these chords, it's going to be hard. I mean, it looks easy for me because it is. I've been doing this for 40 years. But your fingers going to both have to get used to actually stretching out far enough, because how often are your fingers in that configuration? Not very often. So your fingers need to get used to stretching. And then when it's doing that, then it's kind of hard to, what happens is your fingers are going to be leaning over, and it's just difficult. Your fingers are just not used to doing this yet, and your fingers don't even know where to go yet. You got to develop finger memory. So what's going to happen is you're going to strum the chord going, it's going to be all muffled out, and eventually you're going to want to try to curve them around so you'll get that nice and clean and clear and get to the point where, but that's going to take a while. So what you're going to do with all these chords is I just want you to focus this first stage totally on making the shapes. So you want to get your fingers used to where they need to go on here. What's that shape? Because at first you're going to go over and you're going to have to go look at that one and look at the paper and figure out, all right, where do my fingers go, and be searching around and finally get this over here. And then when you need to do it again, you have to go through the same process. You need to be able to do it by memory. Just get your fingers used to where they're supposed to go. So that's all you're going to do. You're going to go over and, yeah, one by one, look at the paper. That goes there. That goes there. Look at it a few times. Don't worry about it. I don't care if it's leaning over or anything. We're just getting used to shapes. And then as soon as you get done with that, take your hand off and start all over again. Try to find the shapes. And then one little tip on here is good to get used to this right now while you're first learning it. So instead of going towards your pointer, try to go towards your ring first and then find the other ones, because later on it's going to become really important. So try to get used to doing that. And then so yes, so you basically want to keep doing that over and over again, just getting used to that shape. And you want to try not to look at that sheet. If you get really stuck, look at the sheet, but try your best. Try not to look at that sheet. Flip it over, make it hard for you to actually get it. Maybe put it somewhere else in the room or something, and then really force yourself to do this by memory. Only look when you're totally lost. You're just stuck. And that's all we're doing. We're just getting used to these shapes, and you're going to do that with every single one. At first, it's going to be a pain. Going to take you a while to, get these in place and all this weird stretching and everything. But yes, you're going to want to work on that. Get that memorized. So when you come over and play a G, you'll be able to go over and put your fingers right in place. And same with this G. Try to get used to putting maybe this or that finger. This finger first be preferable. And yeah, get used to that. So when I say play a G or play the G shape or form the G shape, you're going to be able to come up and then, okay, that goes there, that goes there, these go here. And you relatively quickly you'll be able to place those. So yeah, just do that with every single chord that we're going over. And later on, we'll get these sounding all nice and clean and clear. But right now, that's not the step we're in. Right now, we're in the step of just trying to memorize the formation of the chords. I do not care whether it's muffled out, it sounds horrible. I don't really care. If you want to try adjusting your fingers, see if you can get it clean and clear, go ahead, but don't let yourself get frustrated over it, because that's not the stage we're at right now. I just want you to memorize those shapes, no matter what they sound like, and that's it. That's all you got to do. We will focus on refining this and playing these chords clean and clear later on. So, yep, that's it. Just do that, and you are good. So if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next lesson. All right, we'll see you there.